Cool. Welcome, everybody, to What's Your Bacon in 7 Questions. We are Bacon is My Podcast. This is a show where we find out what the bacon is of a guest. What's your bacon? You know, what's that thing in your life that makes it taste better? What's that thing in your life that makes it a little more gooder?
Maybe it's magic
batter.
Cards.
Could be magic cards. Could be a lot of things.
We'll give that away.
Our guests
There was no
today-
tell at all.
Yes, no tell. We have Stephen and Steve. Am I saying the names right? Is it Stephen, Stefan? How are you?
Yeah, Steven's good.
Steven's good. All right, just making sure.
Yeah,
Gotta make
gotta
sure.
make sure.
Gotta make
I'm
sure.
Steve with no N at the end there.
Yes.
We actually we go by our last names, Morgan and Sims, when it gets like really confusing. So you could also say that.
Nice.
Okay.
Morgan and Sims from the band Deadcode. Deadcode is per their website, the electro dark rock outfit Deadcode, comprised of vocalist Steven Sims and multi-instrumentalist and producer Steve Morgan. Their debut album, Nothing and Nowhere, is available to stream now on all streaming platforms. The video, this is where I come in. Check out the video for Left You for Dead. It is awesome.
Yes.
If you go to the website, there's all kinds of videos. They're scrolling right around the bottom. You can check that out. Really good job on the videos, like really cool videos. And that's something that I like to take notice in, because there's not a lot of cool videos that are happening anymore.
Yes.
Especially not a lot of cool ones that are over 30 seconds. So I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Very much.
A lot of production put into it too. The videos have evolved over time too. They've become less sci-fi and more vampiric, I guess you could say. For the doing.
Love it. It's like an aesthetic that we talk every now and then. We'll have someone on that's like kind of electro dark rock, kind of gothy, new wavy type stuff, and it immediately like it grabs me, and then I have like my select group of friends list that like we all listen to that stuff, and then I'm sending it every day. So I sent you guys to quite a number of people this morning. I was like, you got to check out this band. They're awesome.
This is an Andy band as well.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody that's listening, go to deadcodemusic.com and you can check out all that stuff as well. And like I said, Left For You also features Justin from She Wants Revenge, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Which is totally badass.
Yeah, I think he's influencing our sound and look a bit too, because it's a pleasure working with him. And he's obviously She Wants Revenge is very goth band.
Right.
So I guess our videos became a bit more goth. He was like, get this nerdy sci-fi spaceship stuff out of here. And
I like nerdy sci-fi space.
I did too.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. If you could just give everybody a rundown of what thing you do and which Steven you are, so those that are just listening can kind of get a voice to it.
Yeah, sure. I'll start. I'm Steven Sims. I'm the singer for the band. So the way we typically work is Steve will come up with some ideas, and then he lives on the East Coast. I live on the West Coast. So thanks to the digital age, he's able to send me ideas, and then I hear it, kind of sit on it for a little while. Sometimes I immediately get a melody in my head and I just put it on my phone no matter where I'm at, and then go back to it in my own little home studio, and then put ideas down, send it back to Steve, kind of agree on things, tweak little things here and there, and then I write the lyrics, and we were just back and forth. It's a very kind of interactive process.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a interactive, fun process too, because I've always been as the instrumentalist and kind of like the music writer. I always need a computer in front of me to make music. It seems not so much as good as like jamming in the room with the band. I mean, I've done that before, but it gives me my kind of like focus headspace. So I have a recording studio here in my place, Miami, and send it over to him. Usually track it. And I think we usually do like 3 or 4 songs, and then we get together in person. I fly out to California when we were making the album, and we do all the vocal tracking, like the good vocal tracking out there at NRG in Los Angeles. And we did 3 rounds of that. So our album has 11 songs on it. And there's the first time we did 3 songs, and then we did, I think 4 songs. And the last time we did 5 songs. So
that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that you said that you need a computer in front of you to write and stuff like that. It's funny because like he and I are very much the opposite in that way, because he's very like, give me an acoustic guitar and something that I could just record
I
this
get
quick.
voice memos on my phone.
Yeah.
And I'll just like play and
Where-
bang out lyrics and melodies and stuff.
Where for me, like I could do the jamming thing, and sometimes melodies will come up, and I'll voice notes them. But like for me, my best work comes when I'm sitting in front of a computer and I hear, like I'll hear something in my head, and it's like, okay, I need to get this whole thing out, and you just hear everything. You know, some people are just able to hear a melody or whatever it is, and it's like, no, I hear the drums, and I hear where the bass line's going, and I hear the guitars and the leads, and if there's usually there's a vocal melody, so I'll kind of mumble that and stuff like that. So like I relate to you very much, Steve, where it's like my comfort zone is in front of my computer composing a song.
It inspires me too, because I really like good production. You know, I think I'm more of an engineer producer than I am a guitar player, and whenever I hear like good sounding like instruments, it inspires me. And like I also like to have a lot of keyboards and synths, you know, inside of the Deadcode's like half metal, half synth rock. So I like playing along with my analog synths. I have, you know, Axis viruses and, you know, all these like Oberheim stuff and Nords and Moogs. And so I like to touch it and feel it. And like, it inspires me to like make music. I'm recording while I'm doing that. And then like, I'll just hear a sound that's just like is the trigger of like, that's the melody that, you know, that's the one that gives me goosebumps. And then I'll just build around that and, you know, or a guitar riff. So, you know, I think big sound inspires me, you know, to keep mixing. And then I play it all out, like you said, in one night. I'll be, oh my God, the sun's up. I've been here for like 12 hours. I, you know, need to eat something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then Steve, like, so Stephen, what's your process when because if he sends me something and I'm going to try and write lyrics to it or anything like that, I'm immediately headphones going for walks, just kind of like trying to hum through things. Or do you sit in front of a computer too and kind of like write stuff down to like, what's your process once you get some music?
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing is it's not the same for every song. Like one time Steve sent me a whole entire track, and for some reason I locked in on the bridge only. I laid down this, you know, his great bridge vocals and melody with harmonies and stuff, and I sent it to Steve. I remember he was on a plane. He's like, he responds back, he's like, you just recorded the bridge, that's it?
I was like, wait, I was listening to it, I was like, when is he gonna start singing the idea? I was like, the bridge. It was awesome bridge though.
Building tension.
A lot of times, I mean, my stuff ranges everywhere from like lucid dreaming that I've been doing a lot of for the last couple of years. I've gotten really good at that, and it's amazing what kind of ideas you can come up with when doing that. And then sometimes, like we will fly to Miami, like Justin and I flew to Miami, and I had a song idea from a long time ago that I never used, and it was just an idea. And then so you know, I play it for Steve and Justin, and they hear it, and Steve's able to take kind of like a little bit of something and turn it into a whole song. And like so every one of them is different. But yeah, sometimes if I'm in the park and I'll just hum something, sometimes he'll send me something and I hear it and right away I know what the vocal chorus is going to be and lay it down.
Yeah, usually you like come up with it like almost immediately. Like if I send you something and it clicks with you, like within a day you have like a melody back here that's like, wow, that's awesome. And then I'll like build around that too, because you know vocals are primary, you know, in our band. So when I get that back and we start layering it, sometimes I'll use Melodyne. I don't know if you guys use that, and like make some harmony ideas back to him, and he'll sing that, and then I'll take out some music there, you know, just to make the vocals like stand out better. So it's like an iterative process, but you know, once you have like a great, you know, bass chorus and like a nice like, you know, foundation for the song, the rest is just like, you know, the fun part really is like, you know, getting all the details.
Layers and layers and layers.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. We get faster too. Like we got over time, like the first few songs that we did, you know, some of them were like a month-long process, but the last batch of songs we, you know, finished up for the album, literally like 2 of the songs were written like what it was like 3 days since we did it, like from concept to finished. It was pretty.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, how long did it take you guys? Because being on separate coasts, you know, and finding this kind of like work rhythm, writing rhythm that you guys are doing, how long did it take you to find that groove or to figure out kind of like what your methodology was going to be and how it was going to work together?
Yeah, we you know, when we first met and kind of tossed around the idea of doing music together, it wasn't to turn into this. It was like, hey, let's just have some fun, see what happens. I think that's how a lot of projects start. And first couple songs, like they were okay. We threw them away, but we saw something. We're like, okay, I think we can probably do a lot better. And there's something here. So we kept working. And again, this is during COVID, so we didn't really have a plan. And then as we were writing more songs and recording them, it started getting us excited and wanting to do more and more. And then it just naturally progressed into what it is now, which is now it's unstoppable. So
yeah,
That's
definitely.
awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
it's awesome. We have a lot of overlap in tastes. Like, him. I haven't met somebody else besides Steven Sims that likes the same type of music I like, the weird like underground industrial stuff like Metropolis, Wet Records, Wax Trax stuff back in the day, and some of the '90s grunge and new metal stuff. There, it's like pretty cool that we both have that taste in music, and we're like, well, let's make our music kind of with that inspiration, and it resonates with both of us.
I thought it was super cool that you guys like a tale of two hackers.
Yes.
What walk me through that in a brief, like how I'm sure you've told it a bunch. So just I'm just interested in one. We had another band on that had hackers that was their job, which blows my mind. Anyway, I'm just like, okay, that totally makes sense. But I never thought I would meet somebody. I thought they kept you in dark.
I get my hoodie.
Yeah, right. Where's your Guy Fawkes mask? I didn't know that was a.
You want to go? Explain this one, Sims.
I'll start. I mean, it's funny the whole goth industrial community. I'm not goth or anything like that, but back when I was going to those clubs and stuff, so many people in that environment into that music are actually hackers. It just, for whatever reason, it draws security and hacker people there, which is kind of cool. So you meet a lot of interesting people that also, like Steve said, have bands on Metropolis Records who are also hackers. And we were at a conference, like a hacker summit a few years ago, and we didn't know each other. And I remember I saw him walk by, and I just noticed he had a rocker style, which is way different than most of the people who have hats on and hoodies on. And I was like, oh, might as well go talk to this guy, see what he's about. Someone looks different. So found out he was, he was in a signed band before and played guitar and writes music, and told him a bit about my background. Like Steve said, we I love Chris Cornell and Soundgarden and just so many bands from that era, and Linkin Park and all that, and then a lot of newer stuff as well. And like you said, we hit it off there. And so he ended up taking a class of mine on advanced hacking and exploitation. It's basically a class where you already have to be pretty experienced, and we teach you how to reverse engineer browsers and the Windows kernel and Linux and do some really low level deep exploitation. And he did really well in it. #1 student. At the end of the course, we have a capture the flag challenge where the students all hack against each other at the end of the course. And, he got first place in that. And then I ended up, we just kept communicating. And then I was like, hey, I knew he worked, especially in the smart contract and blockchains, crypto space, and had a lot of experience there, and ended up starting a company I'm sure he'll tell you about. But we both just kind of were on our own paths. And I asked him to write a course because of his expertise in that space. It's really hard to find somebody with that knowledge. And so he wrote a course. I took his course and it just spawned from there. So
yeah.
That's awesome.
I actually have somewhere in my closet the challenge coins. So at where he teaches, every time you take one of the courses and you work your way up, if your team or you as individual are the best in the class, there's always a competition at the end of it called Capture the Flag. You earn a challenge coin, and I was I'm a collector, so I was collecting challenge coins. So I took all the classes and got all those coins, and then hit the one you're teaching. It was the most advanced one, but like you said, after that I was like, what's next? What do I do? So we ended up instead of taking one, writing one, and I was working at IBM at the time. I was a VP of one of the hacking teams there. So when we say hackers, we're good guy hackers. We're the ones they hire us to find the things and exploit it before the bad people do. So usually it's called penetration testing and ethical hacking. So I was doing that for IBM, and got exposed to blockchain and Bitcoin and the security side of it, not the investing side of it. And then I knew a lot about it. Started a company kind of focused on that because nobody else was doing it. It was getting big, and it really writing and authoring a course with a lot of interest there helped out Sans where he works to add that, and also even the growth of my company because I was able to teach to people like in the government and large banks and enterprises how to hack and then eventually like defend blockchain stuff. So that really helped my business grow a lot with the kind of like marketing aspect of that. And so I own a company called Halborn. It's like a blockchain, AI, IoT type focused advanced technology. We have like 200 employees that are also hackers that we all get paid to help protect the world by breaking it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I want to get into our 7 questions and start going us down that path. But before that, I know that like a few listeners would be very mad if I didn't at least ask like, so what are just a couple of things that the average person and the average person listening to this show like totally gets wrong about like not hacking but online safety or like what's do you have like a couple things that are just like everybody gets this wrong?
I'll say 2 quick ones. Oh,
I have one. You go first.
Sure. Yes. So I was on this website called Soft White Underbelly. I don't know if you've heard of that, with Mark Leta out of LA, and he has like 5 million subscribers. So it's like interesting to speak for that big of an audience. And he was asking similar questions. And one of the things I brought was just like an iPhone cable, and it charges, it passes data. It's really a cable that does the thing it's supposed to do. But like, those cables are expensive. Like if you find one in a hotel room, how many people out there have found like a little brick or cable for a phone charger inside a hotel room? You're like, oh, I'll take that because somebody left to take it.
Sure.
The thing is, there's this cable called the OMG cable, and it's just really neat because the little connector, not the brick itself, but that little, the thing you plug in, the USB-C or whatever, it contains a little computer in there. You can buy this hacking cable called OMG. It's like $300, I think, $200-300. And it's got a wireless access point in it. It's got like all this good stuff in there. So you can, as a hacker, preload that, and then you can leave it somewhere knowing that someone's going to use it if you have like a specific target or whatever. And when they plug it into their computer or their phone, it's able to execute code, execute scripts, do things on that computer. It's also able to
Son of a bitch.
It's like anything,
and it still charges your phone too.
Yeah. So like I always tell people those, anything from an airplane to a slot machine to wherever it is where they have those charging ports and you can plug in here to charge, like just know that those little things can have computers loading malware onto your phone or computer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Like that's super cool. I mean, terrifying, but also super cool.
Yeah.
And my big thing, I think that what people get wrong is that hacking sometimes is not all about only computers. Kind of the other side of it is you can hack people. There's a practice there. Social engineering.
Weakest link.
Yeah, the weakest link.
There you go.
The thing that what's most successful is tricking a person and hacking a person. Whether you get access into something or having them, even manipulating them or coercing them is usually the easiest way in to get something or do something or destroy something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody look around you. I bet you see some of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's happening more and more like AI right now. Like for me, my focus, like on the not music side of the world, is the existential threat of like deep fakes and AIs and people that I mentioned about Deadcode having a voice of me that you can call or talk to on the internet and have a conversation with. Like it sounds like me, and people think they would think it's me, but that's actually could be used to trick people a lot in bad ways.
That's a good idea, actually, Steve. We should create like an AI. People rip this off, of course. We create an AI of the band, and people can call the band and ask the band questions about hey, when you guys go on a tour? Oh, we're going on a tour that day. Just train the model to be.
Dude, I have it. That's
a thing already.
I put the widget on like our website yesterday and tried it out, to test. So I'll show it to you. I'll send you a link.
Just remember, guys, it was my idea first. He just.
I already know.
I love that.
Band IP.
It's already up, but I came up with it.
Exactly. Well, he said it first. He said it first.
Great minds. Great minds. That's what it is.
Well, we have
Crazy.
we have an algorithm that we're gonna put you through.
Right. We're gonna manipulate you.
We're gonna manipulate you quite a bit right now. These are the 7 questions of death. I mean,
they're not.
No, they're
keep
not
saying that.
I'm sorry. What are they?
It's so mean with it.
No. What are
They're just 7. They're just There's just 7 questions of
Seven
of joy.
completely tame.
There's 7 questions of
Hey,
whimsy.
Whimsy.
I don't mind if it's that too, man. I like dark stuff, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Well,
So
if
if you
they
guys
can be there, we can
Yeah.
take them there.
Exactly. So if you guys are ready, we'd like to ask you our 7 questions.
Okay, point to who you want us to answer it though, like first, so that we don't have to decide. You go first, me go first.
So let's have no end Steve answer first for each question, and we'll get both answers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll start off with this one.
Okay, go for it.
All right, guys. Question number 1, kicking things off. How many pillows is too many?
2.
So 1's okay. 2
One's fine.
egregious.
All I need is 1. 2's not egregious. Yeah, I like. All he needs 1. 2's more.
Okay.
All right.
Steven?
How many pillows is too much?
Yep. How many pillows is too many?
I would say as long as they fit this unlimited. I like pillows.
Well, technically, a mattress is a pillow.
Technically, a mattress is a pillow.
It's just a big one.
Padded room. It's just all pillow.
Yeah.
Full pillow.
Now,
Full float pillow.
now are you talking decorative or just functional?
See, if you say a padded room is a pillow, you don't want more than one of that. More than one padded room means you're double crazy, right?
That's
Maybe. Or you got a friend.
true.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay.
You're just an interesting decorator. Is all that means.
Yeah.
2 padded rooms means you live an interesting life.
Yeah.
You probably got stories.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of them.
It actually depends how soft it is. I think that's what I'll say.
That's
Also-
okay.
also true.
Makes sense.
Yeah, if you have a hard pillow or a wet pillow, then like one is too many.
Mhm.
Yeah, wet pillow's the worst.
Mm.
You're like
Drool.
sweat wet pillow.
Sweat wet.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Smelly pillow. Yeah.
Smelly pillow. Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
smells-
it depends on the context of it. It's right.
This is very true.
yeah. Question number 2. What is the perfect pizza order?
Perfect pizza order for me. Honestly, I just like a straight mozzarella pizza that what do they call it? Margarita pizza. That's what it's just margarita pizza. That's a perfect pizza order for me. You'll never get it wrong. I've
Can't
never
go
met
wrong,
anybody
yeah.
that doesn't want to have that.
And if they don't do it well, the place sucks.
Right.
For me, that would be cheese, pineapple, jalapeno pepper, and veggie sausage.
Nice. Sounds
Sweet
good.
heat.
Sweet heat.
Sweet heat. I'm all for it all the time.
There's
For
a band called Attila. They have a song called Pizza, and they talk about when you put pineapple on there, not a good thing.
We've
See-
had this talk. We've done about 300 something shows, and so we've asked this question 300 something
divisive.
times, and less than you would think.
Yeah.
If we did percentages, I would say a good 90% of people are pro pineapple.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
It's fake news out there. It's just being spread around.
You've just got this weird stigma against it.
I think the people that like pineapple are spreading it around so that nobody takes their orders.
Yeah,
I
but
like-
then it doesn't make it
They're
available
like, more
in the case.
pineapple for me.
Yeah. You just don't see it in the case, though.
What about anchovies?
Oh,
Anchovies have a big stigma too.
Pineapples have benefits. So
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. They have good what is it, the oils or something that they give you good health benefits, the omega-3s.
Omega
I believe it
3s.
is. Yes,
That's what I was
usually.
thinking of
Yes. Okay.
for sure.
Question number 3. This is where we divide houses.
It's true.
This is the home wrecker question.
You thought the pineapple was bad.
It's true or false. So, guys, question number 3: true or false? Cereal is a soup.
Ooh. True.
false.
Oh, see?
That's it.
So why true and why false? We need to get to the bottom of this then.
Nobody eats
Well-
cold soup.
Well,
Nobody eats cold soup.
Gazpacho.
well, what is the definition of soup, right? Like it's liquid food,
Mm-hmm.
generally served warm, but could be cold. There's cold soup out there sometimes, and you put different ingredients in it, and that's it, right? So that like cereal is that it's like a liquid, primarily liquid food.
Yeah.
And you can
Cream-
serve it warm
cream-based
or
broth.
hot. It can be warm or cold, just like
wheat or rice noodle, you know?
yeah. And it's a combination of ingredients in it, like milk and Cheerios and fruits. So I think it could be a soup.
Now, cold soup does suck.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah, I
likes,
was gonna say,
nobody
like-
likes it. It
like
exists, but nobody likes
Steven's logic is not
it.
flawed
It's sound.
because you know, good or bad, cold soup is still a thing, but it is still ass.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
Yeah.
All
What
right,
about?
so
Yeah.
I just looked on ChatGPT. It said there's 4 requirements: liquid base, suspended ingredients, served warm or hot usually, and eaten with a spoon. And I said, well, is cereal a soup? And it said it's debatable. It's debatable. So technically you could argue yes, but most people think no, and culturally that's correct. It's not soup. So
Let the 4 things stand.
So
as
culturally, it's not correct, but technically, it's borderline.
yeah. Well, I
3 out of 4.
still want to go to a diner and be like, "Excuse me, can I have your breakfast soup?"
Like some
So
golden
have you had, like, my wife is Polish and she makes this soup called borscht. I don't know if you've ever heard of
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Borscht is it's like beets, like a really red
Right.
soup, right? And that's cold. It's a cold soup and it's delicious.
That's true. I didn't even think about that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot
I
about
forgot
it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Borscht.
love beets.
It's good.
It's good. Omegas.
There you go.
So there is a good cold soup. What about ceviche? Ceviche could be considered kind of soup, right?
Ceviches, yeah.
Is it- Is it a soup?
Is
though?
that
It's
a
not
soup, though?
liquidy.
I don't think there's
though.
enough liquid for it to be a soup.
Yeah.
It's
Depends
just
on-
kind of like the juices from the things
Yeah, it's just a juicy
that are
cold.
cut up.
getting into a gray area though, because then you could be like, well, an old fashioned has a cherry in it. That's soup. And, margarita has some suspended ingredients in it. Mojitos.
The devil's in the details.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Are we talking?
We're
Are
opening
we
the
going
world up here.
sangria is a soup?
Yeah. Well,
Like
I mean,
yeah.
it's not in a bowl, so maybe, but I don't know, like cup of soup, man.
then you're not throwing the right party. It should be in a
It
bowl.
should be in a bowl, yeah.
all the details,
It's in
the
one big
details in
bowl.
presentation. Like, it's like, you ever seen like the peanut butter jelly sandwich? Is that like a gourmet delicacy item? You're like, no, but then like, I've seen some, they cut it up into nice triangles and stack it on top of each other. And
Right.
Oh,
put chilies
yeah.
on there. It's like, oh, now it's gourmet.
The more,
Yeah.
the more zazz you give it.
Yeah.
Zazz and everything.
Gold
helps.
leaf on top of your PB&J.
Gold leaf. My God. That'd be
Truffle, your truffle
Hilarious.
PB&J.
I love me PBJ though.
we're with you.
PB&J is a food group.
Do yourself a favor. Don't try the Reese's peanut butter and jelly.
No?
They're gross.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
not. They're not.
I won't ruin it
Good.
for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question number 4. We're out of the food realm now. So, question number 4. What is? It's a 2-parter. What's one thing that you thought you would never do, but that now you actually love, and then one thing you thought that you'd love that you will never do again?
Okay. Gotta think on this one. All right. So I actually did something for the first time this last weekend that I said I would never do, and I did it, and I liked it. I actually did a cold plunge.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was.
I think I
was-
wouldn't like that too.
So I was at so I was in Las Vegas with Steve Aoki. Went to his house, and he has a cold plunge at his house, and I was like kind of peer pressured into it. I was like, oh my God, there's all these people here. They're all doing it. I have to go in to do it, or I'm going to look like a weirdo. So
Right.
I did it, and I was like scared, like shitless. I was like, oh my God, I hate cold. And I went in there and actually I felt very refreshed afterwards. So I was like, I think I'll do this more. So not
Nice.
too bad. So there you go.
I
That's
figured
one
for Vegas too.
thing I thought I would never do. Yeah.
How was it like? Like just getting in has to be the worst part, or is it like once you're in for a little while, you're kind of like before you get numb, you're like, this sucks.
if you had never done it before, that when you first get in there, it's like a shock,
Yeah.
and your body just like kind of adapts, and like your head feels really hot. I don't know if any of you guys see Sims. Have you ever done it before?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, your head just gets kind of hot, like everything around you, and then there's like some regulation that happens inside of your body temperature that then you don't feel anything, and then it just feels normal. It's like, oh my God, okay, that was kind of cool. And then you get out, and then like you feel like a little more awake. Like, I don't know, something happened inside your body heat went up and your blood started circulating more. So yeah, something I thought I would never do, and then now I thought it was not too bad, and I could see why it's healthy.
Nice. And how about
And
something?
that guy tours all the time, and he like tours all the time.
That's true.
throughout
He's
the tour,
relentless. Yeah.
and he has like unlimited energy. I don't know how he does it. So maybe that's part of it. The reason why.
And then part 2, what's something you thought you'd love that you're no bueno, never doing again?
Oh man. I was gonna say something here, but it's not PG, so I'll hold back.
You can roll with it if you want. It's fine.
We're not a PG show.
We're not a PG show.
Okay. Well, I've done it a couple of times, and I don't really like it. It's not my thing, and I thought I would first. So, and I'm saying this as a heterosexual.
Right.
Anal sex. I'm not that into it with girls. I just like normal vaginas, I guess. I don't know.
That's fair.
Hey,
That's
listen,
fair.
Right.
It's not. You gotta try everything once.
Right.
I'm just trying to think of something there that's like hyped up, and everybody's like, yeah, because I know a lot of guys are like, for that they like it. And I was like, meh, I don't know. I really just have normal. No, does that make me weird?
Right.
That's it.
Not all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah. No.
In my opinion, so I don't.
Listen, nobody's here to yuck your yum.
That's right.
No, that's right. Yeah, I like a little romance more than like
Porn star.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my answer.
That's a good. And you know what? That's probably a lot of people's answer.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm sure there's more people.
Nice.
Probably some of our listeners. You know who you are.
This is how we relate to our fans. Yeah, you
That's
like
right.
well, right? Yeah.
We're breaking boundaries between
One
anal
of
sex.
us.
Yes.
We're breaking stigmas like anal sex and pineapple on pizza.
Right.
That's what we're here to
That's
do.
what we do on this show.
All right.
Stephen, what about you? Where do you? What's something that you thought you would hate and then you love, and the opposite?
I don't have any interesting ones like Steve. Can't top that one.
Cold plunge and some butt stuff, man.
I only have a boring one for the first one. I when I was a kid, it's not even interesting. When I was a kid, I hated any kind of like physical fitness when it would be anything requiring lots of, I don't know,
Physical
stamina.
movements.
I don't know, and
Strenuous activity.
running, like
Wearing a gym outfit.
it ended up being running. Like I hated running as a kid, and like I put it off for a long time, and then as an adult, like it's only been probably 7-8 years. Just made myself go out for a run, made myself do it like 5 times, made myself do it 5 times, and now I love it. Like I can't live without it. It's just became something like I think you have to like really get over kind of the idea that it sucks and that it's going to be painful, that it never gets easier, all that kind of stuff. But like, yeah, for me, it was that I never saw myself being somebody who wanted to like go out and do 5-10 mile runs. And I live in the hills and like, I'm out there as much as possible. So
Come to Miami, see if you say the same thing.
A good answer.
I don't like the humidity.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we went to Miami in October, right?
Yeah.
It was October,
Yeah.
and it was still oppressively humid.
We didn't like walking.
Yeah,
There was no run.
yeah, there was
Yeah.
no run there.
No, it's
then
you'll just like melt sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. I have heard that though about people that get into running. It's like that. There's a certain like line that you have to like mentally cross and then physically cross to where you go from like, this is the thing I'm making myself do to like, this is the thing that I have to do because I want to do it. And it's enjoy and I love it now.
Maybe I'll try it out. I've never running. I'm like you, Sims. I'm like the old you. I hate running.
Yeah. I don't run unless someone's chasing me.
The only thing I run is programs on my computer.
Live shows, run tracks,
Right. And then something that you thought you would love that you're like, nope, not gonna do it.
I've been thinking this entire time. I got the luxury of waiting and not, Steve going first, and I had plenty of time to think about this. And I've had a real hard time coming up with something. It's amazing. I don't have a good answer. Like I know when I get off of here, I'm going to be like, oh, I should have said this or that. But like something I thought I would love that I don't love.
You could just say anal sex. Yeah, that's fine. You take mine.
Well, maybe he's into it.
Right? Yeah.
All right.
We didn't yuck your yum, Steve.
All right.
Very judgy of you, Steve. That's,
Yeah. I usually most people agree. So I don't know. Maybe you agree, but
I'm not coming up with anything interesting.
All right. Well,
All right.
we'll move on, and
We
if you
can-
come up with something,
If
we'll
I
jump
think of
back.
something, yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
You
we'll
can
jump right back
interrupt.
to it.
You can interrupt. Question number 5.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, question number 5. If animals can talk, which one would be the funniest?
You want to go for this one first? You sound like you
Yeah.
have something. Okay, go.
I got some. There's my spirit animal, a goat. I think if goats could talk, that'd be hysterical. Man.
Yeah.
Goats are pretty hysterical anyway. Like they're like just funny sounding animals,
Yes.
and they're
Yeah.
very cool looking.
The screaming goats videos and all that, and like
Yes.
they're like the honey badger of I don't know, bigger animals. They don't care. They're very
Yeah.
angry and tenacious and funny, and just like they just don't care.
As much as people didn't like that last Thor movie, my favorite part of it
Oh.
was the screaming goats
Oh, for sure.
that would
Yeah.
like pull them across the galaxy, like just every time.
I actually
like that Taylor Swift meme, "The Trouble," where it's like, dun, dun.
yes.
Exactly that.
Glad you guys
All
don't
that,
talk.
just because I thought of it, did you guys ever hear of the band called Hate Beak?
Hate me, no.
No.
Oh yes, I have
The
heard
hate
that.
breed is Hate Beak. Yeah, it's I don't know if they're still around, but when I used to live in Baltimore, there was this record store called Reptilian Records, and somebody from there started a band with his parrot. I think it was a parrot or a conure, and it was a death metal band. And literally had videos. You can go look on YouTube. The bird's sitting there on a perch,
I just
showing
looked it
me
up
right now.
and it's like
awesome.
it's death metal, and the bird just goes, oh, and they put the effects on there and everything. It's hysterical.
That's incredible.
Well, it's kind of like our intro.
Right? Yeah, we
Oh.
did that. With
We
our
have
intro.
that with our unicorn here.
Yeah.
He sings a little ooh part, little low guttural scream.
I'm a huge metal fan, like a big death metal fan. So yeah, I appreciate that.
Hate Beak. I love the fact that that the name of this record is The Number of the Beak.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
That is
I
incredible.
mean, they had to name it that. It's right there.
Yeah, it looks like their last release was 2015.
Yeah.
So that's disappointing.
Well, maybe
but
they're working on it. Maybe it's a Chinese democracy situation.
could be.
You know?
Could be. Can't rush the muse.
Hate Beak's White Album is coming. You know, they've just been diligently.
He's also writing Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Steve, what about you? What's your spirit animal? What would talk to you funny?
Well, there's a spirit animal, then there's a funny animal. What didn't you say I had a spirit animal? What was it, Sims? Yeah, I think you said that. No, it was Mike Lowther maybe gave me a spirit animal name. But
I usually give people a dog breed associated with people.
yeah, I just think I think the funniest animal would be like a cat. Just I have 2 cats, and like they make me laugh, and they don't even have to talk, like the stuff that they do. So I feel like if
They
they
had a
did
voice,
talk,
it'd probably be funny.
Yeah.
yeah, if they had a voice, like just what go through, because they have. I don't know if you guys have cats at all. I've been a dog person my whole life. I have dogs too, but I got a cat because I rescued one, like this black cat, and I was like, oh, it's kind of goth to have a black cat. Might as well just have one. Does it? And ended up like
On brand.
Yeah, on brand. Named Smokey, but he's hilarious. Like, and I really like cats now. Like, and they have like such like a dog's mood is always like the same mood, but cats are like sometimes like so lovey and they come up cuddle you, and then other times like 4 o'clock in the morning, it's like I just took acid. I'm like go jumping all over the walls. And then other times like super like kind of moody and like shy. It's like it has like different like extreme mood swings, I guess. So it'd be kind of funny.
It's not fair that cats get catnip and dogs don't have something for them.
Yeah,
That's I kind of feel like everything's kind of dog nip though. Like if I go, you want to go outside? My dog, it's like he's on cat.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I do. Oh my god, that's the best thing.
Yeah.
All right, dude, chill.
Yeah,
It's
they're very
gonna be all
different. Like a dog walks into a room all excited and then like forgot why like walks into the room in the first place.
Yeah.
And then the cat like has a very like mission, like it has it's patrolling and knows like where to go. So yeah,
I feel like cats. I feel like cats are always very like, pet me, don't pet me.
Yeah.
Pet me.
Very
So-
Sybil that way.
Now, love on me. Oh, now check out my asshole. Like,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Steve will get this. It might be offensive to some people who do get it, but like I'm just gonna stick up for dogs. I'll say dogs are like an x86 processor, and a cat's more like a custom A6 processor. Doesn't have nearly as much in, going like instructions and stuff. Dog's got a lot going on up there. Probably offensive, but
yeah.
I have 2 dogs myself, and they're endless amounts of funny and
your dogs are hilarious.
Yeah, my dogs are hilarious, but yeah, they're always just happy. I'm happy to be here.
Cool. Mine's cross-eyed in the wrong way.
Yeah, it's the best.
That's cute. Steven,
two lazy eyes.
Steven.
Mine's
but I do
a Frenchie, and he's like.
But I did come up with the answer for the other second part of the question. It's going to be it's a dated one though, but it's like I was just thinking more about it. When I was in like middle school and high school, I like really wanted to be popular. I gave up a bunch of my old friends to go on that quest, that journey, and I started playing sports, and I started like hanging out with those people that I thought I wanted to be like, and got into that crew a bit. And then I saw kind of what was really gone. I just realized it wasn't for me, and like I thought I wanted that, and it's absolutely not ever what I wanted. So that, I guess, is my answer.
I like that one.
I did a similar journey in high school. Like I was like, oh, I'm reasonably bigger than people, so I should do sports and everything. And I was like, I want to play guitar though, and watch cartoons and anime and pro wrestling and read comics.
Yeah,
it was like, but I should go play football. And then it was like, I hate all of you. I quit everything. I'm in a band now.
Yeah. I think that's all people in bands. Yeah, I was supposed to go do. My parents made me do baseball for like 3 years. I sucked so bad, and I was like, God, why you make humiliating me? I finally hit the ball like in the 3rd season, like made contact with it, and like got on first base, and like the whole dugout like jumped out, like excited, like, oh my God. And I was like, I don't want to celebrate mediocrity.
Right. I had that with basketball. I'm terrible. I'm 5'9". Yeah, I'm 5'9" and stocky. But yeah, basketball was for me. And I scored 1 basket the entire season, and it was because someone tried to pass to somebody else, and I was just in the way because I was wandering into the wrong area. And I caught it, and I was just like, ah! And it went in.
Your sports career in the way.
It went in, and everybody just like leapt out of their seats, and I was like, this feels worse.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
I feel like you're mocking me now. This isn't.
It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, and I same way too. It's like, and then play guitar, and it's like, oh my God, like I have a girlfriend now. Wow.
I have things to offer the world. All right. Question number 6. This one I imagine I imagine right away like hacking computers, things like that. But if there's anything outside of that, what's something that you guys, either of you, could give a 40-minute presentation on with no prep whatsoever? If somebody just kind of brought it up, you were like, I have all the thoughts. Let's go.
Okay. 2 things come to mind. One is blockchain, because I do that all the time. I could talk about like the technology and how it's. I mean, I pretty much like wrote 5 books on it, right? Of course, I could do that for 40 minutes. And then also collecting like magic cards and stuff. You guys saw I mentioned it when we first got on. Could talk about how to play it. All the different series and stuff like that too. So really into that.
Now, is magic like your thing that you collect, or do you collect all kinds of stuff? Like
I collect all kinds of stuff. I have some first edition books right there. I collect first edition books. I have original comic book art. Collect that.
Awesome. That's
Marvel cards. What Marvel? Yeah.
Marvel, DC. I mean, I have Batman and Joker on my arm, and Spider-Man and Deadpool are up here, and like I'm comic books.
Here, then. All right, then I'll show you one thing here that you'll appreciate. I collect comic books. So there's like Spider-Man #1.
Oh wow, dude.
Yeah, the Iron Man.
That's in the wild. I haven't seen one in the wild like that.
I do love the Galactus up there too. Like I just knew. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Silver Surfer Galactus first appearance. That one. So I have Amazing Fantasy 15 too, but it's getting graded right now, so I haven't gotten it back yet.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yes, I collect comic books too.
I guess so.
Actually, it's I haven't done collecting of comics in a really really long time, like since I was in grade school. But just recently, my son is very into Godzilla and kaiju's and stuff like that, and Marvel and I think it's Toho that owns the rights to Godzilla. They're doing a collaboration over the past couple of weeks. It's a couple of months. It's Godzilla versus, and it like the first one was Hulk, and then the next one was Fantastic Four, and then the next one was X-Men. The next one was Spider-Man, and then it's culminating in an 8-issue series. Godzilla destroys the Marvel universe. So every Wednesday they come out. My son and I we drive to the comic book shop and pick them up, and I'm like, this is going to be the start of your comic book collection, right? And like they have variant covers, so I'll buy 2, or if there's 3 I'll buy a third one. And I was like, okay bud, so here's the card, here's the film that you put it in. When you're done reading it, you got to put it in there and put it in my room. And it's like, yeah, I got it, no problem, Dad. And then of course next day I wake up, it's like on its side and the cover is like kind of like bent a little, and I'm like, no.
I know that.
You got to buy 2, one to rock, one to stock.
Yeah. There's Magic and Marvel have their first combination set coming out in September. Like they're doing.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
that's
like cool. A set of it's a Magic game, but with like all the Marvel IP on it, because they've got the rights, I guess, from Disney on that. So
it's super
exciting.
Cool.
Those two things.
That is exciting. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Love it. Nice. All right, Steven, how about you?
Something besides the hacking, because that's obvious. I already mentioned this, but I could do a session for an hour on lucid dreaming, and also I could do a session on multiple different types of like surgeries around neuroscience. Like for example, an endoscopic third ventriculostomy for diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma or aqueductal stenosis. Like I could do presentations on that and stuff.
Wow.
Okay.
That's spare time reading. What brought you there? What kind of got you into all that?
It's funny. I was going to start a band one time called Scared to Death of Dying, because like I have a fear of like going into the hospital, surgeries, those types of things, dentist, all that stuff. And so whenever like I hear of a friend or a friend of a friend, or even just see something on TV and I hear someone's got some new condition, like I'll just go geek out on it and read medical journals and watch YouTube videos on the surgeries and stuff like that. And luckily I've got a really good memory, so I end up memorizing all the kind of technical terms and stuff like that, which is pretty funny when you meet somebody like somewhere, like, oh, what do you do? Like, oh, I'm a neurosurgeon, and I'll be able to talk to them and like, why do you know this? What's wrong with you? But it comes down to phobia, like fear.
Right.
Promise I'll never leave you for dead. I promise.
No, that's crazy. That's awesome though. Like
I promise I'll call you if I ever hear some bad news, and I'm like, hey man, I need the lowdown on this.
Well, yeah, I feel like he would definitely be a way better source than like a WebMD or something, or like a
Dr. Google. You have cancer, yeah.
Right.
Urgent care. Urgent care.
Where
they basically Google what's wrong with you, and they're like, I could be this.
You have cancer or a sunburn.
Yeah.
But it's cool because like an acquaintance of mine, their partner's going through stem cell transplants and like basically different. I don't want to give too much details up, but like, you know, bone. They got bone cancer basically and blood cancer kind of to get, and they're getting some procedures done. And like they wanted to know about something called graft versus host disease, and I was able to explain that to them in layman's terms, like, which is probably, you know, it's. If you talk to a lawyer about like, what does this EULA say for iTunes, you're not going to get any better understanding of it probably. But like someone who isn't that profession, who has a good understanding of it, is able to explain it in a much better way than, you know, so.
Well, yeah, because you already kind of like distilled it down to whatever way you're going to understand it best. So you've kind of like found all the different ways to think about it and explain it. That's really cool.
That's what makes a good teacher. You're a good teacher. So I think teachers do that a lot. You know,
That's true.
Yeah. And then also like the lucid dreaming thing is something that I've been fascinated about for a long time.
Yeah.
I've never successfully been able to do it. I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos on like on
They're terrible.
methods and how did you figure out how to make that work for you?
Yeah, so I watch those same videos, and most of that stuff's just people regurgitating what they heard or read, trying to get views and stuff like that. But
That's what it seems like, yeah.
It took a while to get it the first time, but like my goal was to go through hypnagogia, which is the transition between being awake and falling asleep. You usually do it without realizing. You just like 1 minute you're awake and the next minute you're asleep and you wake back up, right? If you can master kind of staying awake during that hypnagogic transition, you can get really good at it, because usually people tell you to do stuff like wake-induced lucid dreaming. So set your alarm for 4 a.m., wake up, and then stay up for a few minutes, and then go back to sleep and try to like don't think about anything, but just try to focus on staying awake while you're letting yourself fall asleep. And I've gotten it to the point now where I can go up, and you've got to basically meditate and lay there for like an hour before you can get to it. But you can go straight into lucid dreaming without like having to go into REM first, like and be asleep for a long time. And literally when it happens, every single time I do it, and it's usually intentional when I do it, it starts with going through hypnagogia, and it used to be like you're going in these tunnels and these crazy lights and figures and things are going by. But now it's just literally straight into like you're falling and you land right where you fell asleep. And each time you do it, something's different about the room. Like yesterday when I did it, because I wanted to have a lucid dream, same thing happened. I'm in my bed, I stand up, and every time your room's a little bit different. Like there might be paintings that weren't there. There might be doors that weren't there, or things in the way. And like you're supposed to, I'm sure you've heard this or read this, you're supposed to like go like this and look at your fingers, make sure like, your fingers are always weird looking in lucid dreams. You always have like strange things going on, or like pushing your finger through another thing. But like yesterday I looked down, and for some reason I was wearing like a leopard print outfit, and I was like, what the hell is this? But like every time I leave the room, go downstairs, sometimes people I know are there or not, and then you just do whatever you want to do. It's obviously it takes longer to explain kind of how to get good at it, but that's kind of high level what's worked for me.
That's awesome. That's really, really
I don't
cool.
even dream. How do I start that? Like I don't think I haven't had a dream in so long. Like just the basic one.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Need some help.
A friend of mine said he's never dreamed in his life, and he's a self-admitted sociopath. Like, people use those terms like narcissism, sociopath, psychopath, and they're not really true. This person is, and he's never had a dream in his life. I'm not saying you're a sociopath, but
but he's not saying you're not one.
Yeah. Well, do sociopaths call themselves sociopaths? Or are they self-realized sociopaths, or
some of them?
Yeah. Oh man.
Depends.
I guess I just need a strength then.
That's super cool. I always found that really interesting. And then the first time I ever kind of did some research and into what lucid dreaming is, the first thing I thought of is I wonder if that changes people's perspectives on like a near-death experience. Because so many of the things kind of like sound the same. There's some commonality there, and I always wonder, or I'm always interested in kind of figuring out or experiencing those different parts of our psyche that we're not always aware of, that we tend to assign to something else versus kind of go, well, is this something that my brain's doing, or is this am I experiencing this? Am I awake? Am I not awake? How do I self-realize what's going on right now and be present and aware?
Sims, have you had a near-death experience before? I don't know.
Not like an almost instant one, but I had a ruptured vessel in my stomach when I was like 22 years old out of nowhere. I don't know why it happened. And I lost like 1.5 liters of blood and blacked out on the highway and had to go to the hospital and get like endoscopy and get cauterized in there and stuff like that. Like basically my hematocrit level, if you're familiar with what that is, your red blood cell count, was down to like 23, and it's right there at the transfusion point where you require that. And if I would have kept bleeding, they told me, and gotten to the hospital any later, I would have been dead. But that was closest. But on the lucid dreaming thing, it's interesting because there's different psychological disorders out there. I won't name any in particular just because whatever. But where people have a hard time realizing if they're asleep or if they're awake, right? And you see people out in the street sometimes acting in a type of way that you wonder what they're going through. And it does become actually kind of challenging at times when you're doing a lot of lucid dreaming. You start to have trouble determining if something really happened or not. And it could be a dangerous path to go down, because like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, did that happen? Did I have that conversation with this person? And I start to get worried. Like, it hasn't caused any huge issues, but it does happen. But like, when you're in lucid dreaming, it's a great place to try things you wanted to try. It's a great place for song ideas. Like, you will be in there and you can just say, you can tell a random person that's in your dream, because you can say, hey, go get me this person. I want to talk to them. They'll go get them and bring them back. Or like, you can say, behind this door, I want that to be there. But for music writing, it's been amazing where you say, give me some ideas that I would, want, and you wake up and you go straight to your phone and you record those ideas, which is pretty fascinating. Or like, another good thing, if you can get good at lucid dreaming, is to say, remind me of a memory that I forgot about. And like, you start remembering things that you never would have remembered while you're awake, because again, in your brain, like, you're able to do things in dream state that you can't when you're awake.
Wow.
I heard a story before, like Salvador Dali. I like his art a lot, and he would, paint, because he has crazy painting, like the way it looks. It's like, how did this guy think of that stuff? And he would just fall asleep with like a paintbrush in his hand and like, have it there, and like when he like would his arm would drop when he fell asleep, it would like break a glass or something. He'd wake up and paint the first thing that he saw, like from out of his like dream state or whatever. Yeah.
Huh.
Wow,
that's really pretty cool.
I've definitely woken up from writing a fantastic song and then never been able to put it back down. So that's happened to me a number of times.
It's inside of you. You just got to get it out somehow, right?
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
If I just remember the chorus, the rest of it will happen.
Yeah, I think it was Thomas Edison. He used a lot of lucid dreaming to invent things and stuff, come up with ideas.
Oh, okay.
I wonder how that affects, like, and maybe you've experienced it, like you said, knowing whether you did something or not, your long-term memory. Like, if you have a memory of something that maybe you experienced in a dream, but with time you forget that it was in a dream that you remembered that.
Yeah. So
now you just have a vivid memory of an experience that you may or may not have physically had.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had that problem. I think that's more of a problem with people who are pathological liars. They start to forget if something was actually true or not.
Right.
But,
yeah.
My most of my stuff has been short-term memory stuff, where like, did that just happen? Did I have that conversation? Did I argue with this person?
What do I have to apologize for?
Right.
Yeah. It seems like it's getting. I've never seen the movie Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
This reminds me of that. Like, if you could control your lucid dream, just be like, all right, put me asleep, and I want to be like this, super duper rock star today, and then just live in that dream world. So, what do you think?
That's the one where
Cameron Diaz is in it.
Tom Cruise is running through an empty Times Square.
Yeah, it has a mask on. It's like a dream that goes wrong.
Isn't that every Tom Cruise movie?
I was working at Planet Hollywood in Times Square when they were filming that, and so I got to see them empty out all of Times Square.
Wow, that's
and
wild.
I didn't get to see Tom Cruise run down, but I got to see them empty it all out and everything, and it was really cool. I think it was awesome. Cool.
Man,
I also saw the Spider-Man cameras.
Oh yeah,
being flown around and stuff, which is really awesome.
Very cool.
Amazing.
All right, well,
so this has been interesting. I know we've taken a long time, so yeah, let's.
We're getting there. Yeah,
we said tangents, so yeah, we did some tangents here.
I love it. I love it. It's awesome.
Question number 7 is an important one. It's we don't get too serious here, with neurological surgeries and whatnot, but
we did today.
But what we'd like to do is get you guys to go deep within your heart.
Yes.
And that little door, knock on that door, and see if little Steven or Steve will answer that door and answer this question for us. And the question number 7 is this: how do you feel about garden gnomes?
Okay, little Steve's going to answer the door now.
I thought you were going to say about bacon. All right.
Little Steve says that he's indifferent to garden gnomes.
Indifferent to garden gnomes. No feelings whatsoever.
No feelings. No hate. No love. Just don't really know much about them.
They're a thing that exists.
They're just a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Steven?
So it's a little Steve question, not a big Steve question.
It's a big Steve
It's a
question.
big
It
Steve.
can be
Okay.
any Steve can answer the question.
Yeah.
I would say there's something sinister about them, and there's enough things we don't know about how we got here, and what's going to happen after we go, that they could be important, and people seem to like take them seriously, and you're not supposed to take them out of yards, and like you sell a house and you have a garden home, leave it there behind for the next house. Like there's a lot of weird superstition around it, so I just rather not mess with them or say anything bad about them. I think they have their place on Earth.
Yes, to be indifferent to them. Like if they're there, just let them be there. Ignore it.
Let them lie.
They're chill. They're cool.
They're not bothering anybody.
There's something weird about them.
Mm-hmm. Especially the ones that like I've seen ones bend over and their butt is like showing and stuff like that. Trying to
There's a lot of those. We gave away some awards that were drunken ones that were face down with a booze bottle and their butt hanging out.
Hang tight. I think I have one.
We did an awards show and we painted them gold and we sent them out to people.
There it is. I'm indifferent to that. No,
what you showed me gave me zero feelings.
That's because his butt's out.
Little Steve said that. Yeah. He came out my little heart door and was like, "I don't care."
Nice. Well, all of that has led to we're here at the end, and it goes to the big question, right? The biggest question of the day. It's the name of the show. And Steven, you thought the last one was going to be about bacon. We like to use bacon as our metaphor for something in life because bacon improves every plate that it's on, right? It can be a topping, it can be a side, it can be a main course. It's very versatile. It makes everything kind of better in our eyes. So in life, for a lot of people, that thing is music. For musicians, sometimes we need to detach in a different way. For a lot of people, movies, books, cooking, walks, magic cards, whatever those things are that kind of help us get through, not even get through things, but it's those little lights, right? Those little lights in our day that are just like, whether the day's good or bad, I still got this, and this is always good. So we like to ask at the end of getting to know everybody a little bit, what is your bacon?
So my bacon is actually playing golf. It's kind of like, because it's very different than everything that you think I would do. Because I like, hacker. I like to be inside in the dark and not good in the sun, and sports. Ooh, so yucky. And it's actually, but I don't play sports, but I like golf because it's something. Go outside, see the sun for a change, and like you're playing against yourself. Essentially, it's like not a team sport; it's an individual sport.
Right. And
it's like a lot of focus and routine. It's quiet, instead of like music playing loud. So it's like opposite of everything I'm into, and I'm actually quite good at it too. So I think that's my bacon. I like that escape, like just to do something different and skip the routine. That's my bacon.
That's awesome. How about you, Steven?
Yeah, I mean, it's changed over time. Like it used to be video gaming and stuff, but like that's long in my past now, and there's been some bad choices that used to be that thing, but that's not there. I would say it's probably family and friends.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
Just don't cook your family like you can cook bacon.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Not even in the lucid dream. Don't even do that.
Amazing, guys. So listen, before we head out here, we do want to let everybody know where they can find everything Deadcode.
Yeah,
everything you got going on. Where are you playing anytime soon? All those things.
Yeah. So I could summarize a lot of the cool stuff that happening. We have a brand new record that just came out. Nothing Nowhere, 11 songs. That's May 30th. So it's pretty fresh. The next thing coming up, we have a remix by Steve Aoki actually coming out in 7 days. So June 20th, Left You for Dead has a kind of a big room EDM mix that sounds amazing. So we're excited to have that come out.
Man, you just played it last Saturday, right, Steve?
Yeah. When I was in Vegas before the cold plunge, we went to Hakkasan. He dropped it publicly for the first time there, and it's crowd loved it. I was like,
awesome.
Song I've never heard before. Yeah, so that was cool. And touring. We just got off a tour with Filter. in the Southeast. Next one coming up, we're planning one for October. Nothing confirmed yet, but we're working on it. We have some bands that like we're going to be jumping on with, but don't want to say anything yet until it's actually confirmed.
Well, everybody where can they follow you so they can see all those things when they're announced?
Yeah, they can follow us on Deadcode Music. That's pretty much Deadcode Music everywhere. So Deadcode Music on Instagram, website.
It's got our link tree with our OnlyFans, right?
Yeah, Deadcode OnlyFans is on there.
Mostly feed,
That's where you
feed
can-
stuff. Mostly feed stuff.
No butt
No.
stuff.
No haters there, only OnlyFans.
Yes.
Actually, OnlyFans was made for anything, not just
That's true.
you.
Well,
Not
it
just
was
you,
funny.
but-
It was funny for our band. We were setting up a Patreon, and for whatever reason, there was some kind of like identification authorization thing that didn't pass. So like I set this whole thing up. I took a day and set it up, and then all of a sudden, I go to log in and it says your account's been suspended. I'm like, what the hell? It took them like 3 weeks to get figured out, but I was very close to being like, guys, screw it, let's just do OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Because people would be like, oh, they're doing an OnlyFans? That's wild. And it's like, well, it's people make the association with that, with like sex work and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but it wasn't made for
I
that.
took so many
Yeah.
pictures of my feet that I'll never use now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I just made an OnlyFans website right now for Deadcode, so we have one now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
TikTok,
There it is.
Spotify, Instagram, all those places.
Deadcode Music OnlyFans. There it is. Oh.
There-
There it is.
Just registered it because you can follow us.
Fantastic.
Amazing. Guys, thank you so
For
much
now,
for hanging
everybody
out.
go over to deadcodemusic.com. Do them on the
Yes.
socials and everything, but follow them on the website too, because the website's cool. Like I said, all those videos are there. So watch. Like I got lost. I watched every single video like this morning, and I was like, I need to do other things. I need.
I'm glad you liked it. That was
But I got dropped it. Oh, it's great. Awesome. Very cool. Like
That's
I
my
said,
favorite question people ask is, how do you have time to do all this stuff? It's like, there's always time to do what you want. Like you can get anything done you want as long as you sacrifice.
That's true.
It's like it's all about priorities. If somebody says like, "Oh, I don't have enough time," it just means that they're prioritizing something else.
That's
Right.
true. Very true.
Exactly.
Everybody's
Thanks for
got the
having
same
us on,
amount of time. Yeah, thank you guys for being on. We appreciate it. And everybody that's listening, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for hanging out. Again, go check out Deadcode. Go check out the music. Follow them. Send them messages. Let them know that you saw them on here. And that you liked it.
We won't
And,
hack you. Promise.
They won't hack you. they promise.
Maybe we already did.
Right.
We're
But
done.
they did it. They did it because they're the good hackers, and they're just making sure that your shit's together.
Ethical
He
hackers.
said
We're
that.
only gonna hack you if we get paid to hack you.
Thank you, everybody that's listening. And remember to ask yourselves every day, ask yourselves that one very important question. What is that thing in your life? What is that thing that's music? What is that thing that is your magic cards? What's your family? What's your
Golf.
What's your cooking? What's your music? What's your Marvel? What do you nerd out on? What is that thing for you that could be a topping side or main course in life?
Do you guys remember what that question is?
What's your bacon?
That's right.
What's your bacon?